Have you ever tried to help someone improve their life, only for them to ignore your advice completely? You give them your best recommendation, maybe it's a book, a course, or even a career tip, and they never act on it. Sound familiar? If you've ever been on the receiving end of this, you might have asked yourself, why doesn't anyone listen to me? The answer lies in one simple truth. You can lead a person to knowledge, but you can't make them embrace it. This truth is universal. Whether you're trying to get someone to read a life-changing book, or even just encourage them to take their health seriously. Here's the thing. People won't change unless they're truly ready to change, and most of the time, they aren't. Why it's hard to help others. The comfort trap. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. People don't change because they're comfortable in their current situation. A person could be miserable in their job, frustrated with their weight, or unhappy in their relationships. But if they've learned to live with it, they won't take action to change. It's the comfortable misery trap. You know, that place where people say they're fine, even though everything is falling apart. They're comfortable in their dissatisfaction. Take Alex, for example. Alex worked at a dead-end job for years, always complaining about his boss, the long hours, and his lack of growth. His friend Chris, who had started his own business, would often give Alex books on entrepreneurship or invite him to free workshops. But Alex never read the books. He never signed up for the workshops. Why? Because Alex wasn't ready to step outside his comfort zone. He preferred the predictability of his miserable job to the unknown of creating his own path. The same thing happens when someone tries to lose weight or build a better lifestyle. The desire to change must come from within. It cannot be forced. You can't drag someone to the gym or make them read the book that could change their life if they're not already motivated to do so. 3 key ways to get someone to listen: timing, curiosity, and motivation. So how can you actually get someone to take action? It comes down to timing, curiosity, and a bit of motivation. Here's how it works. Timing is everything. Sometimes, the best way to help someone is to wait for the right moment. Think about it. Change happens after a crisis. For instance, after losing a job, people tend to reassess their lives. This is the perfect time to introduce new ideas or recommendations. A friend of mine, Jake, lost his job when his company downsized during an economic downturn. He was devastated, but also open to change. That was the moment when his friend gave him a book on financial independence. Jake read it cover to cover, and a year later, he was running his own online business. Curiosity is a powerful motivator. Once someone sees the results of your efforts, they start to get curious. Curiosity is a great hook because it's based on interest, not pressure. Think about Sarah, a fitness enthusiast. She had been hitting the gym and sticking to a disciplined diet for months. When her friend Ella saw her transformation, she couldn't help but ask, "How did you do that?" This curiosity was the catalyst Ella needed to ask for Sarah's advice. Suddenly, Ella was open to reading the books, following the routines, and embracing the lifestyle changes. It wasn't until Sarah's success piqued her interest that she decided to take action. Incentivizing change, motivation, and rewards. Sometimes, people need an extra push. It might sound a bit harsh, but bribery works in a healthy and constructive way. Offer something of value that can encourage action. Perhaps it's a monetary reward, a free coaching session, or even a special treat. For example, John struggled with procrastination when it came to writing his book. His mentor, Mike, promised him a celebratory dinner at a fancy restaurant if John completed the first draft within a month. That small incentive motivated John to get to work, and he finished the draft in half the time. Sometimes, a reward system can ignite a spark in someone who needs the extra nudge. Who are you giving advice to? Here's where things get interesting. The people who will listen to your advice and take action are the ones who are already dissatisfied. They've felt the sting of failure, frustration, or regret. These are the people who are hungry for change. So, if you're giving advice to someone who's comfortable, someone who's not feeling the urgency to change, don't expect them to take action. It's like handing a starving person a plate of food. They'll eat it right away. But handing food to someone who's full, they're not going to care. Stop wasting your time. Here's the bottom line. Don't waste your energy trying to convince people who aren't ready to change. The person who isn't thirsty won't drink from the well, no matter how much you try to lead them there. But if you meet someone who's hungry for change, they'll be more than willing to take a sip. Whether it's a book, a new opportunity, or a life-altering decision. So, instead of pushing your advice onto those who aren't interested, focus on people who have experienced enough pain to make them open to new ideas. Only then will you see real change happen.